hell's going on, my friends? This is your host, GBs of Into the Squared Circle podcast. And now this episode, we'll talk about AEW Dynamite that went down this past Wednesday on TBS, live from Champaign, Illinois, right? From Wembley Stadium in London, England to Champaign, Illinois. Just can't get any better than that, right? We'll talk about my thoughts on Jon Moxley. What the hell's going on with him, man? There's something up his sleeve. Also, the future Bryan Danielson, of course. He talked about it. Plus, AEW All Out, just right around the corner. This match has been announced. My happy ass will be there. Will your happy ass be there? But if not, check out this kick-ass episode right here on YouTube. Maybe you're watching a TikTok. Drop it out in the section down below and get the subscribe, comment down below as well, and your thoughts about this episode or anything AEW related. So I'm going to shut the hell up. Let's talk about AEW Dynamite. All right, man, let's talk about AEW Dynamite, which was live from Champaign, Illinois. I know, right, from Wembley Stadium in front of 50,000 people to Central Illinois, Champaign, Illinois. You know, I've been there, right? I've been to that very arena for AEW Dynamite a couple years ago. I gotta say, this year's Dynamite was a lot better than 3 or 4 or 5 years ago when it came to Champaign, right? Of course, it's in the heart of the Illinois University, right? So, college town, college area, and nice arena, right? It's a beautiful arena. So AEW Dynamite, right? Post AEW All In episode was pretty solid. Yeah, the TV ratings were up to 600,000 viewers. Who gives a rat's ass, right? It was a great show. So some of the things that came out of it, which is for the build-up for AEW All Out, which is going down September 7th, right here in Schaumburg, not in Chicago, for all the, you know, the Chicago guys, like, that's in the suburbs. Yeah, it's outside of Chicago, but people that live outside of Illinois, that's still considered Chicago for them. But Schaumburg, Illinois, Elgin, whatever you want to call it, Hoffman Estates, the Now Arena, September 7th. Man, it's going to be a hell of a show. So far, we have 5 confirmed matches so far, but we will incorporate it with Dynamite this past Wednesday. So some of the things I did enjoy, MJF, right? Pissed off, angry. Pissed off that, he lost this match at Wembley Stadium against Will Ospreay. He wanted to denounce his citizenship for the United States and hit a middle finger off to everybody in the crowd. He was going to, he was pissed off, right? But he was more pissed off at Daniel Garcia for being involved. So guess what? Daniel Garcia came out. He had a set of balls, right? He confronted MJF like, you know what, dude? You don't scare me, man. If you want a piece of me, I talked to Tony Khan this coming, not this coming Sunday, the next Sunday or next Saturday, September 7th, All Out. MJF versus me and Daniel Garcia, one-on-one. Yeah, let's talk all the trash in the ring, September 7th. So, got one match booked, man, and seemed like a little pissed off, high octane match. And it's gonna be very interesting, man. See how this is gonna play out between the Pac and MJF. Okay, the other one I thought was gonna be a hell of a match: Ospreay and Pac. That's gonna be interesting right there, folks. Very interesting. Now I believe Will Ospreay came out confronting Ricochet, who made his AEW television debut, or AEW, Dynamite debut against Kyle Fletcher, who he beat in the main event match this past Wednesday. The Will Ospreay did came out, and they're teasing something here, man. Ospreay, Ricochet, printing money, baby. You got my wallet. It's going to be a hell of a match. Where it's going to happen, I don't know where, but it's going to be a hell of a match. Ospreay came out, and he just had eye contact with him. But the most impressive part was Pac. He snuck up behind Will Ospreay and did like a standing hurricanrana, which is off the charts. And Pac grabbed the mic, and he's like, you know what, dude? You're focusing on him when you should be worried about me, you son of a bitch. Because Pac has a hot championship date for international championship going down at All Out September 7th. Boy, doggy, it's going to be a hell of a match right here. This is the match to watch, and I can't wait for that match at All Out, and that's going to be a hell of it. All right, other stuff. Willow Nightingale challenged Chris Statlander backstage in a backstage segment. She wanted to face Statlander in a Chicago street fight at All Out. So that could be interesting right there. Can't wait to see that match right there. What else is going on? Swerve Strickland and Adam Hangman Page. So Page is all pissed off, right? He is pissed off to the gill. Swerve came out and I'm like, you know what, dude? You're a loser, right? You know, you lost your team and when you were teaming up with the Elite of Blood and Guts. You know, you lost the Casino Gauntlet match All In. You lost this, you did this, and per my Swerve is telling him, like, dude, you're just a freaking loser. That's all you are, a loser. And I want the real man you are. I want the man with balls in it. At least I, Swerve Strickland, went to All In. I was the world champion. I was a proud world champion. Now, I'm still going to come back for the world champion. I'm not a downer. I'm going to come back and get it. That's what Swerve said. And he said, you know what, dude? I want to face you, man. I want to see if you got balls. If you want the real cowboy shit. And yet better, I want you in a steel cage, All Out, September 7th, 1-on-1. See who's the better man. And I'm going to whoop your ass. And I got to say, man, this is a good story here, man. Good rivalry. If you look at the history between both men, they had a lot of one-on-ones in the past. And I'm looking forward to see where this story ends up to, man. And in a steel cage, goddamn, it's going to be brutal, for one. It's going to be everything but the kitchen sink. And who knows what's going to happen, man. It's going to be a bloody mess in the ring. So, steel cage match. Swerve Strickland, Adam Hangman Page. Who's going to walk off victoriously? I got to say, it was a hell of a promo between both guys. And I'm looking forward to seeing them inside a steel cage. Okay, Bryan Danielson addressing his future. He teased the crowd. Yeah, my family wants me back, and that's going to happen. Yeah, I'm eventually going to get surgery on my neck. It's going to happen sooner than later. But I have the world title around my waist. I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. I'm going to continue to defend it. But if Danielson loses the title, that means his full-time career inside the ring is done. Done with, right? So, long story short here, if Danielson does lose the title, keyword does lose the title, he is done. Now, I believe, right? And I talked about this in the past, my previews and predictions on Danielson's future. I did predict that Danielson is going to win, right? It's pretty obviously that he's going to win, and I predicted it. Now, the next question is where? Where will he drop the title? And that's going to be the next big interesting question. I believe, okay, I'm just a fan, right? I'm a nobody, no sources. I believe Danielson is going to drop it at All Out. He debuted at All Out. He's going to drop it at All Out. And what opponent to drop it to, which is very interesting. Talk about controversial right here. Young talent. I'm talking about Jack Perry. Now, Danielson said in his promo this past Wednesday at Dynamite that you don't want anyone in the back, anyone that's young and hungry, and they want the world championship. You have my attention September 7th at All Out. And you know what? There was a promo backstage segment of Jack Perry, the scapegoat. And a nice little reaction to the crowd. He was like, you know what, man? If anybody going to be taking you out and put your ass in retirement, it's got to be me. So, just be careful with yourself because your future opponent is right behind you. And he blindsided Danielson in the ring, started attacking him. Very interesting, though. Jack Perry grabbed not only his TNT Championship belt that he retained at All in Wembley Stadium. So he possessed one belt already. But he had the AEW World Champion one belt. I mean, he was, hold on here for a second. Just a little demonstration. Jack Perry had his shirt off, 2 belts in his hands. Man, he was going full Roman Reigns here, baby. Double champion, double belts, baby. Undisputed AEW champion. But very interesting. Now, do you guys really believe that Jack Perry could be a future AEW World Champion? If I gave you a percentage, maybe a 40% chance of becoming a world champion. Okay, that's just my personal opinion. But do you guys really think Danielson is going to drop the title against Jack Perry at All Out right here in Chicago? That's a very interesting question. And if so, if not, what if not? Could Danielson, who could be his future opponent he can drop it to? Who? MJF and Danielson? Where? Could it be in Seattle, the home state, down the road? What pay-per-view is that in Seattle? Wrestle Dream. I'm not sure when that's going to be. Maybe at Wrestle Dream. Yeah, maybe Danielson's going to hold it out a little bit longer. We have to wait and see on that as well. But my personal prediction, if you're going to come in, debut in the same place, go out the same place you came in. And if I'm wrong, I'll come on and say I'm wrong, right? So that was the Danielson segment. Really good stuff. That was the ending of Dynamite. Also very interesting, the opening of AEW Dynamite. We had the return of the Boogeyman. Yes, we had the entrance theme song from New Japan Pro Wrestling. I'm talking about Jon Moxley. Returned back after being away for a couple months. And he was a little pissed off, right? Piss and vinegar. All right, something's up his sleeve here. Something's not right with Jon Moxley. What's his problem, man? Why are you so sleazy? All pissed off, is she? And so Tony Schiavone was like, you know what? I'll grab a mic. I'll see what's going on with them. And both guys got in the ring, and Tony Schiavone was like, Jon Moxley, man, what's going on, man? How you been? Moxley was like, you know what, man? I still got to pick a bone with Darby Allin, right? And got my eyes on you, boy, so stay tuned. But he also said very interesting words. And it was very interesting about Mox. I can't remember what he said prior to the very interesting one, which he told Tony Schiavone, I'm going to tell you and everyone around here, you don't run this company. Just remember that. And Moxley just turned around and walked away. And everybody was like, what did that mean? What he means by that? Tony Schiavone don't own the company. Tony Khan does. Different Tony. It's very interesting on the way Moxley said it. Now, later on and throughout the show, let's fast forward to AEW Dynamite. We had Marina Shafir. And Jon Moxley beat up a couple of the security guards, right, backstage. And they walked away, toughness, right? Walked away like there's something being built by Jon Moxley. He's teaming up with Marina Shafir for some reason. Now, if you dissect this, right, Jon Moxley's been away doing some Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, right? MMA, doing these black belts across the United States. That's what he's been doing. Marina Shafir, yeah, she's one of the four horsemen with Ronda Rousey. And who else? Marina Shafir, Ronda Rousey. And there's someone else I'm missing, the four horsemen. It's bothering me. I forget who it is. They were in NXT, right? They have the MMA background. So you put two and two together, you got yourself a combat group. Not the Blackpool Combat. I don't even know if Jon Moxley is still part of the Blackpool Combat Club. Oh, you guys tell me. Is he still with Claudio and Wheeler? We don't know. Moxley's doing something here. Now, all these internet rumors, you know, the internet's always true. Everything's always correct on the internet. A lot of people are connecting the dots, and maybe we'll get Shane O'Mac coming in. I mean, Shane McMahon, if you know his history, he's a big mixed martial arts guy. I believe at one point he wanted to own the UFC for one point. You know, he is a big martial arts fan. And it makes sense for Shane. Maybe there's a reason why that photo got released to the public. Him and Tony Khan, smiling at a camera that's peeking through a door, right? There's a purpose. Could that plant a seed towards a story down the road that could lead into this coming, Saturday, all out, right? Just get to the point, G. Will this story conclude or unfold at All Out? Will we get more pieces to the puzzle for Jon Moxley possibly? Maybe this Saturday in Collision. Maybe this coming next Wednesday on Dynamite, which they're one in Milwaukee. So there's a lot of pieces to put together from Jon Moxley. And maybe it could lead into a big faction with Shane McMahon. Could take over the company. We don't know. Maybe Shane will not show up. Maybe it could be Jake Roberts for all we know. Well, as of right now, Jon Moxley is making some little teasers, a little bit of recruitment, and all eyes are on AEW Dynamite this coming Wednesday. We got Collision Saturday. Hell, maybe on Rampage for the 200,000 people who watch us, and maybe you'll get a clue on there. We don't know. But we'll keep our eyes peeled on that. But in the meantime, we got 5 matches total so far for All Out. And that looks pretty solid. My happy ass will be there, as I mentioned before. Maybe I'll see you guys there at the Now Arena, September 7th, 2024.